There's a new quarterback in town. What in the heck just happened? Rich Rod strikes out of nowhere, bringing in a quarterback from Texas A&M. Is he any good though?
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up? Welcome back in. This is Locked On West Virginia. I am Mountaineer Paul, and we were just here talking to each other. I haven't moved from this very spot. I assume you guys all went from your phones to YouTube or wherever it is you get your news and read about this guy, watch this guy. I spent the last 7 minutes watching tape. I figured that was the best way for me to prepare. I haven't had time to do much else. I know he's been in a couple spots. I'm going to be finding out along with you guys some stuff here. So let's get to the article. The only one I could find that was at the ready, I think, was Skylar Callahan. There may be more, but this is good enough for now. So let's talk about it. West Virginia lands Texas A&M quarterback transfer Jaylen Henderson. A new quarterback is in the fold in Morgantown, he says. Saturday evening, the West Virginia Mountaineers picked up a quarterback out of the transfer portal from Texas A&M, Jaylen Henderson, who is 6'3", 220 pounds, and left-handed, by the way, which means everybody but Scotty Fox left-handed, or is he left-handed too? I have to check. I think they might all be left-handed. Anyway, Henderson began his career at Fresno State, choosing the Bulldogs over offers from Air Force, Army, Boise State, Coastal Carolina, Hawaii, Louisville Navy, New Mexico Rice, San Diego State, San Jose State, Southern Miss, USF, and several others. After spending 2 years at Fresno, Henderson transferred to Texas A&M, where he appeared in 5 games in 2023. In those appearances, he combined to 53 of 78 pass attempts for 715 yards and 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He also ran the ball 41 times for 101 yards and 104 yards and 2 scores. He will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. Okay, he says he joins an all-lefty quarterback room, believe it or not, with Nico Markiel, who announced earlier this week he would be returning, and Khalil Wilkins. This could very well be the first time in program history that the top 3 quarterbacks were all left-handed. Might as well keep the offense the same, right? So I went and watched the tape on this guy, and you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Pat White a little bit. He's got that kind of mobility. I don't know if he's like, I'm not saying he's going to be Pat White at all, but like when you watch his tape, he is a very mobile guy, much more than Nico, in my opinion. He's, as far as Nico's fast once he gets a few steps into his stride, but he doesn't get there quick. His acceleration isn't great, like I've said before. This guy gets to top speed much quicker, which he's very lean, and he really throws a pretty ball. Well, I think this is a guy. I went back and looked at the Fresno stuff. He's developed quite a bit. You don't go up from Fresno to Texas A&M with having a lot of upside, and I think Jimbo probably saw something there to exploit. So they brought this kid in. You don't go to Texas A&M without having a lot of talent. So looking at it for me, I think this is a guy that's had a lot of time to develop his skills, which is why he was being pursued by a lot of these programs that run up-tempo, fast-paced offenses. Won't be surprised if Rich Rod didn't already try to recruit him once before. And from what I was told, I texted a few people as well in between. This was not their top choice. Obviously, in the portal, they missed out on guys like Aaron Noland, as did everybody. But this is certainly somebody they were secretly really excited about, and somebody they think could possibly win the job. Look, a lot of people are going to say he's going to come here and be the backup, and he very well may be just that. But this is a guy that can come in and can definitely push people for playing time if they're not playing up to snuff. And he gives you an option that's really mobile, and he throws a really pretty ball. Go turn on the Texas A&M film, and he really, really throws it well. I enjoyed watching him. Didn't know what to expect really, but I think there is a potential. The potential here is here for a guy to be able to run this offense. And you go look at the packages that they ran for him, especially in his start at Texas A&M. It's very similar to what they're going to do with Rich Rod's offense. It's a lot of inside zone. It's a lot of read option stuff. So that's really good. He's used to that. And he's already left-handed, so they don't have to change the playbook up, right? I think that's important, man. Like last year, whenever we brought Nico in to play Garrett, he was running the right-handed side of the playbook, which wasn't really conducive to Nico being as effective as he could be, but it was so that it wasn't at the expense of all the other players that run in the offense, because that means you either flip it for 10 other guys, or you just flip it for one guy. What do? Well, you just flip it for one guy and hope that he can adjust. Even though I don't know if I agree with that, that's what I heard people say. Because the quarterback obviously needs to be the most comfortable. So if it's up to me, I flip it for everybody else. It's one thing to have to run a route this way instead of this way, or to block inside here instead of outside here. It's a whole other thing to try to roll out to your right and throw left, right? Or roll out to your left and throw right if you're right-handed. So, so that's fun. It's going to be a lefty quarterback-driven room. And here we go. What? That doesn't make sense. People in the comments saying we don't need a scrambler as quarterback one. That's literally what we need. That's what we need. We're nothing without it, in my opinion. So maybe we're completely in disagreement, a few of you in the comments, but I certainly believe we have to be different and unique at this place that we call West Virginia. Having a mobile quarterback is just the starting point of that. And this guy fits the bill. He's a guy that when I was watching the tape, something that stuck out to me was he's got a very strong arm too. So he throws it. He's a rifle. He's kind of got this rifle of an arm that really he just drills it in there. So I think he might have some Garrett Green issues going on. But listen, this is early on in the evaluation process from what I do, and I'm no pro at it, but I try to do my best. And it looks like he throws it really hard. So we'll see if he can layer things in and what kind of throws he can make as we go on. But this is a high upside pick, in my opinion, and we'll see. He's not – listen, think about this. Nico, and he's got 2 years left. So do you think he came in here just to sit behind Nico? Does anybody believe that? Why would somebody agree to that? No. This guy came in here because he was told he's going to have a chance to win the job. Just read the tea leaves. Who agrees to be a second stringer in this day and age from Texas A&M? You're coming from Texas A&M. You could go to Coastal Carolina and probably have any job you want in the group of five. But no, you came to West Virginia where there is an incumbent. I promise you, just read those tea leaves right in front of your face. That doesn't say to me that you're going to be a second string guy or third string guy or whatever. This says, hey, look, it's a brand new regime. Yes, there's a guy that's already here. I don't know how he's going to fit in. And whoever wins the job wins the job. I personally believe that. So that's how I'm reading it. Be curious to know how some of you are. But I think this is a good pickup. I think people were expecting us to get other positions first. But here we are. We've got a quarterback. You know what else that tells me, though, is we're probably getting close to hearing some other announcements, too. So don't fret too long. I would say we'll have some more stuff on the way before too long. And I like this pickup. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, this isn't it for the weekend, because it's going to snow. If you live in this area where I live, it's going to snow a lot, and I don't want to be stuck in all weekend. All right, guys, we'll finish this up after the break. I'll give you my final thoughts. Stick around. This is Locked On West Virginia. And this episode is also going to be brought to you by Rocket Money. Did Rocket Money help you find any subscriptions you forgot about or that you were paying for twice? Because it's happened to me lately. I had a few subscriptions I didn't even realize I was still paying for. Rocket Money made it easy to track them all down, because it's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your spending habits so your bills can grow your savings. It brings everything together in one place: subscriptions, spending habits, goals you want this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving up members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. For me, one of the best features is the subscription tracker. I've used it to cancel services I wasn't using anymore, and I've already saved a ton with it. Plus, their goals feature is something I'm also a big fan of. Been able to automatically set aside money for my future. No more stressing about budgeting every month. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions. Reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. All you have to do is go to rocketmoney.com and type in /LockedOnCollege. That's rocketmoney.com /LockedOnCollege. Are you ready to spot the ball? Are you bowling hot? Is your urine bowling hot? That's what we want to know, because West Virginia picked up a quarterback from Jaylen Henderson, quarterback from transfer from Texas A&M, Tamu. Funny kind of, I find it to be a little bit of a twist of fate that a quarterback that Jimbo would have recruited, is now in Morgantown. That's kind of funny. So, here's a kid that, go turn on the tape when I'm done. Okay, we got hot piss in the comments. That's great. Here's a kid that if you go turn on the tape, when you get done here, go type in Jaylen Henderson on YouTube and just watch the tape. He's extremely mobile. He's a lefty for sure, and he can drill it in. So I'm excited about it. I think he's going to come in and compete, guys. That's my prediction. I'm not saying he's going to beat Nico out at all. I'm not. I would not say that. I would never count Nico out. But I am saying this guy, from reading the tea leaves here, I think he's a guy that's been told, hey, you can come and compete and win this job. And he's a little more mobile than Nico. So we'll see what happens there. Rich Rod tends to care about that, but it's not the top of the list. It's like, do you run the offense right? Do you run it fast? Do you run it without turning it over? Obviously, it's a big thing for Rich Rod. And then, do you block? Because the quarterback blocks in this offense. He says at every interview you see him in, we play with 11. We're going to use that quarterback as a blocker as well. I think Nico is going to be really good at that part of it, because he's a super physical kid. So good luck to Nico. Good luck to this kid. Let the Miss Man win. And look, Rich Rod's rolling. Let's just keep on watching him do his thing, guys. And I promise, by the end of it all, we'll be impressed, just like with Darren DeVries over there on the basketball side. And how about those Mountaineers tonight, beating Oklahoma State like a redheaded stepchild? I was loving it. It's a great time to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and look, please go back and like the other video that I just did, because the way I ended it, it's probably going to get buried. And that was an important video for me personally. So if you could, just go back and like it too. Like this one, subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate y'all's support as always. New quarterback in Morgantown. Maybe Nico's job's in jeopardy. Maybe not. Maybe Khalil Wilkins wins the job. Who knows what'll happen? I'm going to be here for it and report every second of it for you and with you. Until then, have a great night. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'm out.